This is going to be review for the factoring with the bottoms-up method. Okay, so back to our factor review. Here we go. For the bottoms-up method, what you need to do, well, no matter what method you use, is you need to check for a GCF first. If you have a greatest common factor in the entire problem, you need to go ahead and factor that out and then work from there. So let's first check, does this have a GCF in the entire problem? So between our coefficients, so 3, 1, and -10, the GCF here is a 1, so no, we don't need to worry about that step. So you go ahead and go to the next step. For the next step for bottoms-up method, you take, as long as it's in descending order, so x squared, x and a constant, you take the first number, the 3, times the last number, the -10. You don't have to write it down. You can usually do it in your head, but just for showing you, I'm going to show you that part. So 3 times -10 is obviously -30. So what you need to do is find two numbers that multiply to -30, but add to +1. So what multiplies to -30 but adds to +1? It's going to be 6 and -5. So what you do is you go ahead and write x plus 6 and x minus 5. And you have to divide by your coefficient on the square. So I have to divide by 3. If it reduces, reduce it. 6 over 3 reduces, so that's x plus 2. And then this does not reduce, so that's where you do bottoms up. So 3x minus 5. So your final answer is x plus 2 times 3x minus 5. If you wanted to check it by going backwards and foiling, you'd be more than welcome to do so. So let's try again. Step 1, GCF. What's our GCF in this problem? Greatest common factor. 3. You're left with x squared plus 5x plus 6. So now you start all over again. You basically kind of ignore that 3. It's still in your answer, but maybe don't look at it right now. So now we're just looking at this piece of the problem, and we start all over again. We take 1 times 6 off to the side, which is obviously 6. What multiplies to 6 but adds to 5, 2 and 3. So we're going to say x plus 2 and x plus 3. And we're going to divide by this 1 here, but when you divide by 1, does that really change the problem? No, so it's just 3 parentheses x plus 2 parentheses x plus 3. And that's it. Remember, you could do it in any order. If you had the x plus 3 here and the x plus 2 here, that's fine. Just don't forget the GCF. That's still part of the problem or it's going to be wrong. So same thing. Do we have a GCF other than 1? No, so you take 1 times -12, which is -12. What multiplies to -12 but adds to +1? 4 and -3. So there's a little tip here. If there's a 1 in front of the square, the answer is the pair. So I can just go straight to the answer, x plus 4, x minus 3. I don't have to worry about dividing by a 1 because that doesn't change my problem anyway. Same thing, GCF other than 1. No, so you take 1 times 45, which is 45. What multiplies to 45 but adds to -14? -9 and -5, so you go straight to the answer, x minus 9, x minus 5, because if there's a 1 in front of the square, the answer is the pair. Dividing these by 1 isn't going to change anything. Last question. If you notice, this is a difference of squares. That's probably the easiest way to do a problem. This is a difference of squares. These are perfect square, and this is a perfect square. So let's do difference of squares over here. What's the square root of 2? Oh, sorry. What's the square root of 4? 2. What's the square root of x squared? X. So it's a 2x and another 2x. And then what is the square root of 9? 3. And 3. If it's a difference of squares, then they get different signs. So 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. Or we can do bottoms up as well. You would take 4 times negative 9, which is what? Oh, computer froze. 4 times negative 9 is going to be negative 36. What multiplies to negative 36 but adds to 0, right? This is really 4x squared plus 0x minus 9. So you would want 6 and negative 6. So you have x plus 6 and x minus 6. What do I need to divide by to do bottoms up? This 4 in front of the square, right? If it reduces, you have to reduce it. So that's 3 halves. And now you bottoms up. Bottoms up, 2x plus 3. Bottoms up, 2x minus 3. And that's it. If you need more assistance, please let me know or watch the video again, pause it, whatever works for you.